today I want to show you an I-cord bind off and how to finish the I-cord bind off seamlessly. So you'll see in this swatch that I've got a little bit of I-cord edging knitted on. It's got a quite different gauge than the stockinette swatch, but in the pattern that this is going to be used for a tutorial video, everything works out quite nicely. But you can see that I've got a purl stitch in between the I-cord edging and the stockinette body, and I've got the I-cord worked inline on both sides. Okay, so to do this, first what we're going to do is knit 2. So it's a 3-stitch I-cord, so we're going to knit 2. So we've got 1 stitch left in the I-cord, and knit 2 together through the back loop. Okay, so that took care of 1 stitch. So that was the purl stitch. That one's been decreased out. Now what I'm going to do, if you were using a double point, this would work differently, but I don't like to change my needles that frequently, and also you'd have to end up slipping all these extra stitches onto the double point on the back side of the double point. It's very complicated. Anyway, so we're going to do it this way instead. And there's actually a good reason for doing it this way. So I'm going to slip these 3 stitches back because these 3 stitches are going to become our I-cord. So now you see that my working yarn is inside of these 3 stitches. And now I'm going to bring it across the back and knit these stitches again. So we're going to do the same thing, knit 2, knit 2 together through the back loop. So you'll start to see that this is going to turn the corner. So we're bridging from the I-cord stitches into the body stitches. You can see it's starting to turn that corner. Okay, so I'm going to slip these back. And the actual good part about slipping them back is that you get a little extra yarn in there. So knit 2 together through the back loop. So you can see that that knit 2 together through the back loop is making this kind of chain across, and the rest of the stitches are going to curl around. So knit 2 together through the back loop decreases each of these stitches as we go, and the slipping gives them just a little bit of extra yarn into each stitch, which is helpful when it's I-cord because it's got a different gauge than the rest of it, than the rest of the body. So I'm going to keep doing this. You can see that we're getting fewer stitches on the body, and we've turned this corner. We've got I-cord going that way. So keep going. Knit 2 together through the back loop, which kind of bridges a gap. So see, we've got a gap here when we pull the yarn back through it. So we're going to slip and then knit 1, knit 2, knit 2 together through the back loop. So you can see the gap, and that knit 2 together through the back loop bridges that gap. Okay, see what we're getting? Okay, I'm going to continue this all the way to the end. Okay, so I made my way across the swatch, and I just want to repeat what the repeat is. So you start with everything on your left-hand needle. You're going to knit 2 because this is a 3-stitch I-cord, so knit all but the last stitch of the I-cord, and then you're going to knit 2 together through the back loop, which joins the I-cord to the body, and then slip 3 stitches, or 4 if it's a 4-stitch I-cord, back to the left-hand needle. So that's the whole repeat. When you're done with the repeat, you should have all your stitches back on your left-hand needle, which makes it a really nice way to stop if you're in the middle of the bind off. You don't want to stop with 3 stitches over on your right-hand needle and the rest of the stitches on the body on the left-hand needle, because it's very easy for this one to drop out. So we're almost there. We've got one more full repeat. Okay, so full repeat, we're going to knit 2, knit 2 together through the back loop, slip the 3 stitches back to the left-hand needle, which leaves us with 7 stitches total. Okay, so we've got the 3 from the side I-cord over here, 1 stitch between, and the 3 that we've been using for the bind off. So at this point, this is how you finish it seamlessly. So we will now do part of the repeat. So we will knit 2 and knit 2 together through the back loop, which binds off the last of the non-I-cord body stitches. Okay, so now we have 3 stitches on each needle. This is exactly where you want it. What you're going to do now is break your yarn with the tail and thread it onto a tapestry needle. Okay, because we're going to use Kitchener stitch here. So we've got 3 and 3, 3 stitches from the, let's take a look at it again. We've got 3 stitches from the I-cord bind off, 3 stitches from the inline I-cord, and we want those to be continuous like they were on the other edge to kind of wrap around that corner. So we're going to fold it in half, needle tip to needle tip. And we've got our working yarn coming out of the middle. Okay, now we're going to Kitchener. So knit, slip, purl, purl, slip, knit. And I have a different video for Kitchener, or I think, or I'll link it to somebody else's. Knit, slip, purl. Oops. Keep your yarn underneath your needles. Purl, slip, knit, and knit, purl. Okay, so at this point, you just gotta zhuzh it a little bit, get your tension even, and voila, you have a continuous I-cord on each corner with the I-cord bind off. Cool, huh?